How to butcher beef fillet steaks from Costco Business. Picked up this beef fillet for $158 Canadian or about $110 USD. I sliced one side open and then you can't see it, but I'm draining all the blood out. You want to drain all that myoglobin or blood out before you put it on your cutting board. Otherwise, it's going to make a huge mess. That's about $23 Canadian per pound or around $16 per pound USD. I have absolutely zero butchering experience, nor have I ever cooked in a professional kitchen. I'm telling you, you still can't screw this up. I get this comment a lot that everyone's so worried that they're going to screw it up, that after spending $158, well, oh my goodness, what if I do screw it up? I'm just too scared to try. But I'm telling you, it is so easy. If you're not working in a professional kitchen, then it doesn't have to be perfect. All I'm doing is taking off any white fat or weird hanging fat. So you just want to slowly do that. Even if you have a dull knife, it's still possible. I just ripped off part of the chain. It's hard to see on these smaller fillets. So there is a second part of the chain that I still need to take off. Okay, so I found the second part of the chain. It's just this piece that hangs off. You can pull it off or you can cut it off. It's just this tiny stringy thing that's hanging on the side that you want to remove. Okay, let's continue. You're basically anything that's white, silver skin, fat, slice it all off. So you want a nice ruby red whole piece of fillet. Now remember, all these scrap pieces are all going to be used. You know, two of the big piles I'm going to have, I'm going to grind them up to make the most amazing smash burgers. And I'm going to cut up that chain into slices. So I'm going to be making Philly cheesesteaks or Korean beef, you name it, any type of stir fry that you want. This is the most amazing beef that you can use for stir fries. Normally you use tough cuts of meat or, you know, maybe a fatty or ribeye sliced up into pieces for stir fry. Well, with this fillet beef sliced up into pieces is so nice and tender and luxurious. Okay, I'm going to shut up for a bit. I'm just going to show the whole process and just slowly going to remove all of that silver skin and fat. Okay, so this is the head. I'm going to pull it off. You can just tear it off. You can slice it a little bit, but you just want to remove that from the main piece of the fillet. You can get typically 2 steaks out of the head, but in this case it was just one, just because the way that, you know, it was situated and the size of the piece, it just only yielded about 1 steak. All right, I'm going to remove the head later. It's just a little bit too difficult to do right now. So I got this all nice and cleaned up, and I'm going to start cutting into my steaks. This tail piece is a bit strange, but not bad. And I'm just going to slice this approximately inch and a half. Beautiful steaks. Based on the size of this beef fillet, which is on a little bit on the smaller side, I'm looking to get about 7 good pieces of filet mignon. All right, now the difficult part is determining how to get this head off of the main piece. This is a little unusual. It is normally very easy to determine naturally where to cut. This one was a little bit more difficult, but basically I'm looking for the seam and I'm just gonna cut off the head. The problem with this head is that it is very flat. It's not that big, so I was kind of worried about the steaks that I was going to cut from them. I've got the last of the main piece. Now I'm looking at the head, and it's kind of flattish, so that's why I'm debating, do I get 2 steaks? Do I get 1 steak out of this? And at the end of the day, I just said, all right, you know what? I think I'm going to get 1 good steak, and I'm going to have to tie this one up because it is quite flat. Maybe I could have got 2, but I just went with the 1 piece. All right, so get my sheet pan, plating up all of my steaks. So I've got a total of 7 beautiful filet mignons or fillet steaks. And then what I'm going to do with the rest of the pieces, well, I'm going to take the chain, I'm going to take some of that head piece, and I'm going to slice it up against the grain and get the most beautiful sliced steaks for stir fries, for steak sandwiches, you name it, you can use it. And it's just the most luxurious stir fry that you'll ever have because it's come from the beef fillet and it's so tender. And that's it. I get 7 steaks. I ground up all that beef and got 7 hamburger patties. And I've got lots of beef left over for stir fries.